I would take a look at global and domestic risk right now for the markets. Samir Samana joins us. He's head of global equities and real assets at Wells Fargo Investment Management. And Tom McClellan is here on set with me, editor of the McClellan Market Report. Welcome to both of you. Tom, you've obviously been through a number of these skirmishes over the years. So what would you tell investors?
The recent days in the stock market have seen very quiet action, what we would call coiling. And it's quietness that should make you nervous because when the market gets quiet, that's usually a sign of a top. And so this is the triggering event that finally breaks things loose. It triggers the avalanche to finally let go of all that pressure that's been building up.
Yeah, you make a very similar analogy to what Ed Yardeni said on air, I think on Monday, when he said, my biggest concern is there's nothing left to worry about. We had actually come all the way back from that April sell-off to say tariffs, that's kind of on the back burner. Inflation, the economy, everything was kind of moving in the right direction. And now, obviously, we introduce a new element to the wall of worry.
And it's an unknown element because we don't know what this means because we haven't been through this all that often. And so if you get an earnings report, okay, we know how to interpret an earnings report, but we don't know how to interpret nuclear strikes against nuclear facilities because they've only happened about 3 or 4 other times. And so most people haven't lived through that. And this is just as we didn't know how to live through the tariff announcements on Liberation Day. Everybody freaked out because they didn't know what this was all about. They have a new thing that they don't know what it's all about. But this is all part of a larger cycle. We're supposed to have a down month in the month of June just for normal seasonality ahead of the July seasonal top. But there's longer cycles that say that this is supposed to be a bear market year. 26 is supposed to be a great bull market year, and I'm looking forward to a great bull market. Just not yet.
Maybe so sell in June, I guess, and wait till 26 or something like that. But because you have had such experience throughout these conflicts, but you also are always looking at kind of the technicals and the large. So that's the setup that you foresee as a market that will continue to weaken?
Yes, and the troubling thing is that we've seen strong breadth numbers. The New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line is possibly the best indicator of liquidity, and it's made new all-time highs, which normally that's a really bullish thing. Gobs of liquidity is a wonderful thing. But we've seen this scenario before. We saw it in 2015 after the first bottom, and you had even had a Zweig breadth thrust in 2015 that signaled, hey, everything's happening great, and it did happen great, but only after a retest. We also saw this in August of 2022. Strong breadth on a counter trend rally fooled a lot of people into saying that there's a new uptrend starting. And one did, but only after a retest to the low. And so I'm expecting the similar scenario to play out this year. There's going to be a great bull market coming. It's just not coming here yet. And there's some protection you need to do in the meantime.